right, babies, welcome back to my channel. This video has been a long time in the making. So many requests, but you know your girl's lazy sometimes, but I'm doing it now and that's all that counts. So let's dive right into it. We are going to learn how to train your curls. And I have to point this out first because a lot of people have messaged me being like, your curls have always been perfect. What do you know about training curls? I'm gonna stop you right there because my curls have not always been perfect. I didn't even know I had curly hair until I was in college, and the heat damage was tremendous. It was so bad where I thought I was gonna have to do like a full chop. I ended up doing just a little bob chop and training my curls from there. So if anybody's thinking about a full chop, I would just say try to train your curls first. And it doesn't matter the texture you have. I have 3 BC hair, but I've trained curls all the way up to 4C, so my ability is there. The first thing is first, moisture, moisture, moisture. So I'm going to part my hair into 4 different parts, and I'm gonna use my little clips. I have these little pink clips to separate the portions. But it's important because a lot of people don't have just like wet and go hair. And even though people think I do, I really don't. Like, I wouldn't just wash my hair, put product in it and go. I always have to detangle. I always have to train my curls because if not, they'll look like a frizzy mess and I can't pull that look off. Once you get your 4 parts, I'm gonna do 3 because I want you to kind of see what I do to every section. So I'm gonna start with my magical growth oil. It is an oil concoction mixture that I bought from a girl back home that literally just grows hair tremendously and also helps if you have kind of like moisture hungry hair. Put the oil in before you even put any products in, and I guarantee you'll thank me because your curls will turn out juicy. So I just take this and I go right on my scalp in all 4 directions. Then I take a little bit and I just run it through the middle of whichever section I'm working on of my hair. Get it in there good. And now the training begins. So the first things first is I use a Tangle Teaser brush. I also have this brush that I got from Pattern Beauty, which is good for thicker texture hairs or closer to 4 BC, just because it'll get right. My curls are a little bit looser, so they get a little bit crunchy when I use this brush, and I like to use the Tangle Teaser instead. But it's very important to piece off the sections of your hair. So we'll start here. And I'm gonna show you what the Tangle Teaser does for my hair. A little spray bottle action, and I'm using Pattern Beauty today because I'm just kind of obsessed with their line, and I feel like I love to find one line that works for everything. I have a couple videos on my channel already that show me kind of mixing products together to find like the perfect mixture, but this line hit the nail on the head, and I only have to use their products, which is really convenient for me. So I like to mix the curl gel to shine, define, and hold. And then I use the styling cream, which I usually take about this much for a little piece. So this total, which my hair is real thirsty, so that might be a lot for some people. You can kind of just play around with it. And as I'm raking it through, you can see that like this part is not having it. That's where the brush comes in. So get it nice and moisturized. And this is what it would look like if I just raked it through, which is not acceptable. So I take the Tangle Teaser brush, start from here, start from the bottom, work my way all the way up. And as I'm doing it, you can see the coils start to coming back to life. And voila. So the ones in the back are the most poppin', which is very unfortunate because those are the ones that need to be showcased the most. But as you see, I just kind of let it coil on up. And that is what the Tangle Teaser brush can do. Like, this is bomb, and it's only like $12. So y'all need to go ahead and cop that. This works the same, just for thicker texture hairs. So try it either way. All right, so I have made it to the top of my head. And for those of you that have never trained curls before, that's kind of a big deal because I have a lot of hair. So I use the brush because I am lazy and I feel like it just takes the least amount of time. But there are other ways to train your curls that kind of maybe look a little bit better. I'm satisfied with the way mine look, but I have definitely tried finger curling, and I love to add in a foam roller or two, especially during the winter months when my hair is a little bit dry and the heat damage is really like, you know, trying to sabotage my life. So I'm gonna show you what that looks like. First, I will do a finger roll for these cute little hairs in the front. So I'm gonna pin this back. So spray it, get the moisture. Still make sure every single time you get your concoction going and you detangle. I'm gonna throw that in here. I'm gonna use this brush just to detangle it to make sure I'm not cheating with my tangle teaser brush. So this is what they kind of look like in the front of my hair, which is stringy and straight and not defined enough. So I'll run through that. I'll take a little piece and I'll literally just twist it around my finger all the way up my hair. Hold for like 3 seconds and then let it go, which let it up. Turns out, we'll give it a second to go, but it turns out a lot better. Let me show you the rest. There we go. So these finger rolls are actually really cute. They're really defined, very tight curls, and it helps in the front because it adds a little bit of extra length. And you can see that sometimes on the side, my hair gets a little bit frizzy. So taking these pieces that are at the top that are a little bit more dry and finger rolling them is like A1, especially when you have somewhere to go and you can't risk your bangs behaving. Like you need to go ahead and just train them, get them rolled. So I'm gonna go ahead and detangle this. And so I just want to point out for this, anybody who has highlights or any coloring in their hair, that also makes your hair go a little bit straighter than what you want, but highlights in the front are always cute. So I have my highlights in the front, which leave them completely straight. So what I normally do is I'll take a piece of that hair, I'll get me a smaller foam roller, and I will try to keep it as straight as possible. Like you see these little knots, pull those little knots out, and then wrap it around here. And you can see that I'm literally just like trying to keep my hair straight, wrapping it around here, and then I'll roll it all the way up. I want it to be as loose as possible because I don't want my curls to be so tight that it looks like Shirley Temple. So I'll do that and I'll leave it like that for maybe like 20 minutes and I'll let it down. So let me do another one for you. And a lot of people, when they're transitioning from chemical treated hair into natural hair, they do foam roller sets on their hair just so their hair can have some protective style. So I would suggest that too. It's really helpful. But when you're halfway transitioned and your curls are trying to start to act right and there's just a few pieces that are getting on your nerves, foam rollers always do the trick. Finger curls do the trick as well. So I'm gonna finish this out with some finger curling and then I'll show you guys the end result. All right guys, here is the final product and I am loving how defined and juicy my curls are. It's about the foundation and the process. Don't worry about how big your hair is or even the length or the shrinkage right now. We are just focusing on training your curls. If you are new to this process, please be patient with yourself because my hair did not look like this overnight. And honestly, I still have quite a long way to go, but it's truly, truly a process. Baby steps, people. Love you, babies. See you next time.